And you need to find something air-conditioned to do this weekend. Days of 47 Pops concert or something else indoors, because this ridge of high pressure is not going anywhere anytime soon. So as long as it sits over the state of Utah, we're going to have these brutally hot temperatures. Here's just a sampling of what we're going to have today. Logan, even Cache Valley is going to get up above 100 degrees today. The Wasatch Front will be above 100. Salt Lake City will get up to 103. I think the Uinta Basin, for the most part, will stay below 100, but you'll be really close at 97. Moab 104, Cedar City 101, and St. George 114 degrees. Obviously, we've got all sorts of heat advisories, excessive heat watches, excessive heat warnings. These go through Friday in southern Utah and northern Utah. They continue all the way through Saturday. Not only do we have the heat, but we've got the low relative humidity, the dry vegetation. All that vegetation grew throughout the wet spring months, and now it's starting to dry out. So our fire danger is high. It's going to be even higher today because those winds once again are going to pick up. We saw the winds picking up in this area yesterday. It really did help the Silver King fire to grow even further, and we might see that again this afternoon as well. So we'll be watching it closely. Those winds are going to push the smoke from the Silver King fire down into south central Utah. So you'll notice some thick smoke once again today. We could even have some light smoke here across the Wasatch Front coming from fires burning to our west. The smoke plus the ozone are giving us poor air quality. We're in the orange category, meaning the air is unhealthy for sensitive groups here across the Wasatch Front today and tomorrow. So ozone is when you put out pollutants into the atmosphere from cars and from factories. We call those VOCs, volatile organic compounds. That's a big word for this early in the morning. But basically a reaction occurs with those VOCs and the sunlight. That intense heat causes that chemical reaction to occur, which gives you ozone, which is bad to breathe in for your lungs, especially those of you with asthma and COPD. It is highest during the afternoon, so keep that in mind. Spend as much time in the afternoon indoors in that AC.
We're going to see some of those days with triple-digit temperatures, and that means you need to be careful. It means folks will be running their air conditioners, which can put quite a strain on the power grid, too.
Yeah. David Ochoa talked to Rocky Mountain Power about preparing for heat waves such as this, and he's joining us live. And David, what is the company saying about the next few days?
When the temperatures we're about to get, 100-degree days, nighttime cooling above 70 degrees, this is when Rocky Mountain Power's equipment is at its most stressed. But the power company says that they prepare year-round for times like these. On a hot Tuesday afternoon, Canyon Hurst prepares for a ride up Farmington Canyon. The heat isn't bothering him now because he says it gets cooler the higher they go. But that doesn't mean he ignores it.
Just drink a lot of water pretty much and take a lot of breaks for the bikes so they don't overheat.
Tuesday's high in Farmington was 98 degrees, but soon it will be several days of triple-digit temperatures. And that's something that scares Hurst.
When it's 100 plus, I just don't come out of the house.
That'll probably be in a lot of people's plans. And Rocky Mountain Power is ready for the onslaught of air conditioning.
We do detailed planning that tries to anticipate what customers are going to need.
David Eskelson with Rocky Mountain Power says summertime is when their equipment is the most stressed, but they have protocols to make sure that they meet the demand for power.
Is there any scenario where you guys do voluntary outages to maybe take some strain off the system?
There can be, but that's only in emergencies.
Eskelson says they have several things they would do before they would ever do an intentional rotating outage. And they would still only ever do that for things like an earthquake or a major incident on a generator, and not just because people are using their air conditioners.
Our responsibility, according to the rules in Utah, is for us to supply whatever customers need.
Eskelson says that window treatments that block the sun would go a long way in helping preserve power. He also says once it cools down, opening a window and turning on a fan can help as well. Reporting live from Farmington, David Ochoa, KUTV 2 News.